According to Breaking News 24/7, this is what was popping off in Japan on October 3rd. This is not a drill. I repeat. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Luckily, everybody was okay. What happened was something literally popped off over the country of Japan from North Korea. Breaking, Japan says North Korea has launched a missile, warns people to seek shelter immediately. Emergency alert, missile launches. It is believed that a missile was launched from North Korea. Please evacuate to the inside of the building or in the basement target area. South Korea's defense ministry confirmed North Korea had launched a missile heading east. Update, message running on local TV. North Korea appears to have launched a missile. Please evacuate to the inside of a building or go to the basement target area. This is not a drill. This is not a game. This is not a test. This happened in Japan. At what point are we going to say this stuff has to stop? The South Korean Defense Ministry is reporting that this could be an ICBM. We did confirm that later. I'm going to read an article from NPR. Intercontinental ballistic missile launch intended to land to the east of Japan in the Pacific. There is a possibility there could be more than one missile launched. Multiple missile alerts for different regions are being broadcasted across Japanese television. So they're in real time tweeting about this stuff. The missile has crashed in the Pacific Ocean. Those you just heard were the sounds of the siren. The Japanese prime minister had to hold a press conference. Let's take it over to the NPR article that came out after this, confirming all of these details. North Korea fires that missile. It is confirmed that they did it. And there he is, Kim Jong-un. North Korea fired this missile. It is the most significant missile test by North Korea since January, when it fired the Hwasong-12 intermediate range missile capable of reaching the U.S. territory of Guam. It is also the first time that a North Korean missile has flown over Japan since 2017. Here's how it looked. Imagine someone running a missile test over your house. You would feel some kind of way, wouldn't you? Here's what it looked like on the map. North Korea over here to the west. Ooh, and then the sirens had to go off in Japan because who knows where that missile's going. It's not like they gave them a heads up. The heads up was like, this missile's in the air. And it landed over here in the ocean. How long you think that's going to keep on going on before somebody says, let me just land one somewhere else real quick to put a stop to this? This is all backed by China. China, Russia, Iran, they are the anti-NATO. So while some people are supporting NATO, I am not one of them. Because if you support NATO, then you have to support an anti-NATO. That's how life works. You might like NATO and not like anti-NATO, but it's all a matter of perspective. So when I read the ISOM magazine, the comic book, and all these movies like Star Wars and stuff like that, to my son, I think he's going to dress up as Darth Vader. He says, well, that's the bad guys. And I say, well, that's just a matter of perspective. So you might think you're the good guy, but somebody else thinks you're the bad guy. Whoop. It's funny until something really happens. And all these missiles and all these toys here, They don't have these toys not to use them. They're there to be used at some point. And when you look at the span of time when we last used nuclear weapons, and these weapons don't have to be nuclear. This could be a simple, this is not a nuclear warhead. Now, maybe one could be attached, but a lot could be popped off. So you had a nuclear attack in, I believe, 1945. In the grand scheme of life, in the grand scheme of the world, that was just a couple of days. That was nothing. Dinosaurs were here millions of years ago. What happened in 1945 is just a couple hop skipping away in the past. So there's precedence for actually dropping some stuff, for letting some real stuff fly. I'm not trying to scare anybody. What I am trying to say is, for those who are paying attention, I'm pretty motivated to say this has to stop. So you wonder why people are pushing for Dr. Oz, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. And people are pushing for Ron Johnson, Senator Ron Johnson, and he's done some good things. It hurts me to say this. Senator Tim Scott, he's done some good things. He's a corporate dude, but it pains me to say this. Either you're for the money to Ukraine and supporting this type of nonsense, or you're not. And I know this is North Korea flying a missile over Japan. It's the same thing. You're supporting war. That's what you're supporting. I need you to find a way to get us the hell up out of this type of situation. That's what I need. I don't see the efforts. I don't see the energy. I don't see it even being talked about. You take that money away from Ukraine, then that forces them to the table. You keep giving them that money. They don't have to negotiate because they're like, we got that bag. In fact, I really don't want to negotiate because that bag is going to stop. Imagine if you got money to be in a fight with your neighbor. You got into a fight with your neighbor, and then you got a sugar daddy giving you money while the fight goes on. Well, if you're the elite person that takes the money, now the underlings the ones that are actually in the caskets, they might not want to do that too much longer. That's why they support Yahtzees allegedly over there, because they likes to fight guy. They like real life Call of Duty. They're good with putting their life on the line for whatever cause they want to. But if you're getting that bag to stay in the fight, what's the motivation to negotiate peace with your neighbor? Because that bag's going to stop. That bag of money that you're sending over with your tax dollars. Where's the push here to stop this? We got sanctions going on with North Korea. What are these sanctions doing? Are these sanctions doing anything? What's the purpose of them? I don't know. I'm asking honestly. I'm not some expert in the geopolitics here. What I'm saying is the politicians who should be, they need to come to me and all of us and you and convince us why that we need sanctions on North Korea when they're throwing missiles over Japan and South Korea at whatever whim they want to. And let's just stop talking about North Korea. What are they, the size of Pennsylvania? They're a baby country. This is China. Fix your policies. Put an end to this escalation across the globe. Enough with this NATO, because all you're doing is creating an anti-NATO. And let's get back to peace. Let me know what you think. Take care.